Hello and welcome, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing the 2022 Senate prediction for the midterms, taking into account the red wave year that we're having and which candidates are going to win and how Republicans will be taking back the Senate from the Democrats, despite what the fake polls and the fake media is trying to tell Americans. So, we'll start with the safe states: Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, South Carolina, Kentucky, Indiana, and Alaska. Alaska will also be safe. Chewbacca or Murkowski will win, both in safe margins. Hopefully, it's not Murkowski. She sucks. Chewbacca, I do think, will beat Murkowski in the primary by the final round, and I hope she does. And then Oklahoma, both Senate seats will be safe. And then Kansas, I think, will probably be safe. It'll be close, but I think it will be safe. So now the safe Democrat states, we'll put all those: New York, Vermont, Connecticut, and Maryland. I think those are probably all of the safe states for the Democrats. Now, moving on, we have Nevada. That one is Adam Laxalt running against Catherine Cortez Masto. She is horrible. She is a far left Democrat. She's not likely to win, especially in right trending Nevada. And Adam Laxalt, a very good candidate, a strong conservative, and he's also in a recent Trafalgar poll up by 4 points, which I'm going to likely side with believing, Trafalgar being one of the more accurate pollsters out there. Some might claim conservative right-wing pollster. To an extent, that is true, but they've always been more accurate than most of the other left-wing polls like YouGov or CNN or CBS. So I'm going to give it to Laxalt in a lean Republican margin. He'll win it by probably around 4 points, maybe 2 at the least, but he will win. Masto will lose, similar to how Joe Lombardo will be the winner in the governorship. He's also ahead recently. Now, moving on to Arizona, we have Blake Masters, a great, true conservative and America First candidate Trump endorsed, running along with Kari Lake to make the state another Republican stronghold and a MAGA stronghold, not just a normie-con establishment like it has been for so long with the likes of Doug Ducey. So, Blake Masters, I do think, will also win the election. He'll probably win it by I'd say a lean margin as well. I don't think Mark Kelly won't win it. He's a fake moderate. He kind of acts like he's a moderate without actually being one. He votes far left on pretty much everything. He will refuse to speak on issues, but then continue to vote as if he is still that. So it's really just a ploy, and he's a liar. Now, moving on to Colorado. Colorado, we have a very establishment left-wing liberal Republican running. He won't win. He probably has no real chance. It's Colorado. The state is shifted fairly far to the left with the white, hippie kind of liberal voter that's moved there, a lot of them from California. I don't think Colorado is in play, and I don't think it's even likely that OD could beat Bennett. So, yeah, I think it will go probably likely margin. And that's pretty close to the states that the Democrats will even win at this point. But Ron Johnson's running in Wisconsin. He's going to win, probably at a likely margin, despite polls claiming he may not. He is a popular, although not very special candidate. He's a decent senator. He's nothing amazing, nothing special, but he is better than a lot of them. So I'll give him that. And I do think he'll win by probably 8 points. I'd say pretty close to. So he'll win it in Wisconsin. Wisconsin is also trending right. It is going to be a fairly conservative and right-wing state, Republican state by 2024 and 2028. Moving on, we have J.D. Vance in Ohio against Tim Ryan. Tim Ryan is obviously a horrible Democrat candidate, and J.D. Vance is a terrific, hopefully long-lasting America First conservative endorsed by Trump. He is strong on all of the important issues, which is something we need more of, less of these liberal Republicans like the one running in Colorado. I do think he'll win it. I think he'll win it by a lean margin. Ohio is also pretty much a safe state at this point as well. It'll be lean, maybe even likely, despite the very, very inaccurate polling we're seeing. Now, Ted Budd is running in North Carolina. Ted Budd will win it. I think in a likely, maybe lean, probably lean margin for now. Yeah, he'll win it in a lean margin. The state is fairly stagnant. It's not really going right or left. It's just kind of sitting where it is, and I'm fine with that. It's better than it shifting to the left and becoming a Democrat state. So as long as it kind of stays where it is, I'm happy. And Ted Budd will be a good senator for the state. Now, moving on, we have Georgia. Georgia is a interesting one. It's shifting very fast to the left, so it won't be a Republican state for long, but the governorship will be held by Republicans fairly easily with Brian Kemp by a fairly large margin. And despite some horrible polling showing that Walker won't win, I don't think Warnock will win either. I don't think there's really a very good chance Warnock wins. I do think Walker will win it, and I think he'll win it. It'll be close, maybe a tilt to lean R margin. It could go both ways. Hopefully he does win it. He is the Trump endorsed candidate. He's a good candidate. Not amazing, but he's good. Continuing, we also have Florida. That is Marco Rubio, popular. Anyone who thinks he's going to lose by any margin is ridiculous, and anyone who doesn't think he'll win by at least a likely Republican margin is insane. Now, I think he'll actually win it by a safe margin. Val Demings is not going to win, especially in Florida, a state very, very quickly shifting to the right and becoming a Republican stronghold likely at this point, similar to how Texas is. I think he'll win it by at the least likely. It'll be at the least likely, but I'm going to give it to him in a safe margin. Marco Rubio being a okay Republican. He's nothing special. He's not my favorite Republican. He's good on some issues. On some, he's kind of very establishment, and I don't like that, but it's better than Val Demings. So I'm going to take the win there no matter what. Hopefully, we can get a better candidate in there in the future, but for the time being, I'll take Marco Rubio. Now, we also have Pennsylvania. This one is the last state I think Republicans will win, and despite his issues, Mehmet Oz, I do think will be the winner in a tilt margin. He's not popular amongst the right. He's not popular amongst the left because he's one of the bigger kind of fake conservatives running. But despite my issues with him, unlike a lot of other conservatives that are going, oh, well, I'm just going to protest vote for Fetterman or not vote at all, I'm going to vote. I don't think we should be voting against a Republican in this election. We need to try and hold as large of a Senate as we can. We also don't want frickin' Fetterman winning. Fetterman is a horrible candidate. He is a literal socialist, self-described socialist. His policy is destructive, it's evil, and it would destroy Pennsylvania. So any conservative or Republican that would vote for Fetterman, they're not real conservatives and they're not real Republicans. They're just flaky, fake liberals who only really care about my electability and nothing about actually doing what's right for the country. And they don't care about the candidates. They just care about, oh, well, I want this candidate or this candidate to win because they're more electable and because they may be more liberal. Even though this one may be more liberal, it makes no sense that there's so many of these liberal Republicans who are actually flipping to vote for Fetterman. Now, it will be a win for the Republicans. I do think MAGA Mehmet Oz will win, but he's not going to be my favorite. He will win it. I do think he is a necessary evil over the other candidate being Fetterman. So I'm going to give Pennsylvania to the Republicans. Hopefully we can get a better candidate in there when the next election is coming. And now moving on to the final state, we have New Hampshire. I don't think Republicans will win it. It will be I think, tilt D margin. It won't be far out of reach. There is a chance we could win it if we can really push and we can increase the red wave. Right now in the Rasmussen Reports poll, we saw that Republicans were up by about 5 in the generic congressional ballot. I think that's probably one of the more accurate polls out there and most likely outcomes. That being said, there is a chance that New Hampshire could flip, but I don't think it will this cycle. It will be close, but I'm going to give it to the Democrat for now. I think it will be a Democrat win by a tilt margin. Anyways, that's the map. Republicans, I think, will hold on and gain the Senate back with a 53 to 47 lead, taking back the Senate from the left, and hopefully we can use that Senate majority to fix some of the issues that the Biden administration has caused with this country. If you like this video, please consider leaving a like, comment, let me know what you think about the prediction, and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. It is always appreciated. If you want any more content, I post weekly videos. You can check out my older videos as well. And if you look in the description of the video, I have all my socials, my Instagram, Truth Social, and Twitter down there. Anyways, that's all for now. Hope you guys have a good night.